I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now that we've started,
Yes.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I would like to discuss, I have an item that could not be reasonably anticipated by the open meeting law posting deadline that I would like to bring up. And it's simple, it's not really difficult.
what is it?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It has to do with the BCAC flag issue, and I want to discuss it right now, but all I want to ask is to put that on the next agenda so that we could, I'm interested in possibly trying to reach an exemption for them or something on top of the flag process that we've already.
Policy that we already voted?
Yeah, I wanna include the BCAC into as maybe an exemption to the policy that we already have in place. And I'd like to put it on an agenda so that we could
Joy.
discuss it.
Okay,
Is that okay?
I'll
Could we
take it
do
under
that?
advisement, but yes, when I set the agenda. Joy, can you make that note? That
Thank you
He
very-
requested that, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it.
What's your question? Oh, here's Leslie. Come on in,
My clock is different.
that's okay.
We know that.
We know that, yeah.
Even in the.
Very appropriate thing.
Okay,
Do I have a regular size seat?
yes, you do, that other one's over there.
It's not the baby seat.
No. So we have an updated warrant, so this is the updated warrant.
Okay.
Because we move things around, we have plugged in some numbers. So thank you, everybody, the entire board, thank you all for coming in here at 5 o'clock so we could vote our warrant. It would have been a very late night if we had stayed last week, so.
What time's pizza getting delivered?
I know. So I'm just gonna, we have no public comment tonight, I'm just gonna go through and we're gonna take our votes. They're all gonna have to be roll call. We have Selectman Walker is participating this evening remotely due to an illness that he cannot physically make it here tonight.
Hi, Jeff.
And we have a policy that we passed in 2017 that allows remote participation if you otherwise can't physically make it. So Mr. Walker is going to be participating remotely. Therefore, all of our votes will be a roll call vote.
And that's under 940 CMR 29.
940 CMR 29. Thank you.
And can we just do a quick test to see if we can hear Jeff a little louder now
Yes.
that we have the speakers?
Yes. Jeff, can you respond that if you hear me?
Okay. I'll keep, we can hear you on the laptop, I'll keep trying to
I
get him on
can't,
the speakers.
can you say it again, Jeff?
I can't hear him.
Can you say yes? Okay.
We can.
Faintly.
I'm gonna try to transfer you over to the speakers so it's a little bit louder. Go ahead and try again, Jeff.
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh,
Much
wow,
better.
Hey.
wow.
Thank you.
Tone it down a
Thank you,
little bit.
Joy.
Jeff is in the room.
Okay, so Article 1 is to meet in our respective voting districts on May 13, 2025, and the polls will be open. The article is before you. If there's anything that's significantly different, I think I'll bring it to your attention. Otherwise, it's just as we went over it on Tuesday evening. So, Article 1, I will entertain I'm sorry. I need clarification. Question 1, Tracy. What is shall the town of Newbury be allowed to assess an additional, how much money in real estate?
It's gonna be $400,000.
$400,000. So that is going to change. Okay. So I'm gonna read this. Precinct 1 is Firefighters Memorial Hall, 3 Morgan Ave. Precinct 2 is the Newbury Town Library, 0 Lund Street. The positions are all listed that are on the ballot. And the following ballot question is question 1, shall the town of Newbury be allowed to assess an additional $400,000 in real estate and personal property taxes for the purposes of fully funding the education assessments for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025? Roll call vote.
I have a question.
Yes.
What we're voting on is whether or not this question should go on the ballot, not whether or not we agree with the
We're
override.
voting on Article 1. This is gonna be on the ballot. Actually, do we even recommend Article 1? I think we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, recommend, not recommend, or abstain. For the finance booklet,
For the question, not for the
for the
override.
article, yes.
What?
So when we vote on an article, we're saying we vote to put it on the warrant and we approve of what the article says.
But this
We're going
isn't
to-
the article though.
No, the
No, this
article
isn't.
is to
This
meet
isn't.
in our
Follow
respective
on.
districts.
So the select board has to vote to put an override question on the ballot. If you don't approve it, it doesn't go on the ballot.
But 15 is the article for the override.
No, 15 is the appropriation of the funds. So the question that you're voting on right now is to approve it going on the ballot. Only the select board can approve a ballot question. If you approve it, then I'll notify the town clerk. She'll make sure it gets printed on the ballots for the May 13th election.
Yes.
The article that you're referring to is the actual appropriation. So the town meeting would be making the appropriation, because remember, it's 2 steps.
Right.
It has to be appropriated by town meeting, and the override, that allows us to tax more than the 2.5%, that's
So I think
$400,000.
Bill answered my question, so a yes vote would be you agree with the override and you agree putting it on the ballot. Okay.
Well,
no, it doesn't.
on this one, I think
We
you're,
could go over 2.5%.
No.
That's what an override
on this one, I think you're agreeing to put this question
It
one
just
on
doesn't
the
fall
ballot.
to the 2.5.
That's
It's
all
okay
you're
to be on the
agreeing.
ballot to let the town, let the people vote for it.
over 2.5.
When we get down to the other one,
It's raise
the
and appropriate.
appropriation, you may think differently.
Oh, am I on camera?
Okay.
So if you don't wanna see the ballot, this ballot question, then you vote no on this. If you wanna put it to the people and allow them the opportunity to vote on this, you vote to allow to have all of it, like all of this, all these positions are gonna be on there. Is that clearer?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Leslie, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a roll call vote. Leslie Matthews,
No.
Bill DeMayo,
Yes.
Dana Packer,
No.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
Alicia Greco is yes. Okay, thank you. Article 2 is to receive reports of the Select Board, School Committee, and regular other committees, and all other town officers. Is this the one we don't have to?
You don't have to.
Yeah, we don't vote, I knew there was one of them, this is the one that we don't need to recommend, we're just gonna receive reports. Article 3, to see if the town will fix the
Let
salaries.
me, if I can just jump back on that one.
Yeah.
On Article 2, I think it would be in the best interest for the select board to receive
We will receive,
reports.
Yeah.
As an entire board and not just as town administrator and
well,
chair.
this is, so, in your packet, so now you have to remember, this is town meeting, there are there are legislative body, in their packet, there's reports. Select board gives a report, the school committee may give a report, I believe the,
Finance committee.
Finance Committee gives a report, the Planning Board's gonna give a report, so this is just saying that town meeting is going to allow those reports to be given to them.
Right, so the community can expect reports in the
Correct.
town meeting from these different committees.
Correct,
Isn't that what that says?
that's all that is.
Those reports are
I
specific
think
to
there's gonna
annual
be the
town meeting.
Newbury Town Day Committee's gonna have something, there's gonna be, yeah.
It's not talking about reports in general for what happens during the year.
And they may not be reports, some people may not give a
That's
report,
right.
Right.
but if they are, they're here. So we don't have to recommend, it's just that by town meeting voting to that, they're voting to accept those reports. Article 3 is to see if the town will fix the salaries and compensation of certain elected officers as follows. I need a roll call vote. Leslie Matthews?
No.
Alicia Greco is yes.
Bill DeMayo was yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Okay. Then we have Article 4, and this is the budget. This is the $25,436.55 operating budget for fiscal year '26. I'm going
Reread that, Alicia.
$25,436,055
Dollars
and 0 cents. Thank you, Leslie. That's our total budget. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Leslie
Roll
Matthews?
call.
Discussion?
Sure.
What's the increase from the prior year again?
3.1%, I think.
3.1%.
Yeah, 3.1% over last year, but that, just recall that that doesn't include the $400,000 that we're overriding for education,
Okay.
so it'd be slightly more than that.
Yeah, I have a question about that. It doesn't, the budget and the override, I mean, one is what we're gonna spend. Whether the override goes through or not, it's not gonna change that number, because that's what we're spending. The override, we would have additional revenues. It wouldn't adjust the total budget, would it?
So, well, technically it would, because what's gonna happen, one of two things is gonna happen, so it's kind of, we're dealing with if-then scenarios. So the Triton School Committee has voted an amount and has provided us with an assessment. The Essex Tech and Whittier are just dealing with estimates at this point in time. When you add up what they need and the percentage of that increase, we don't really have enough. This year is a very difficult year. We've got substantial increases in benefits, health insurance, Essex Regional Retirement, and those and the likes.
Transportation.
Yeah, there's all sorts of increases that we're dealing with, so we need to override the confines of Proposition 2.5 to balance this budget as it's presented. If Rowley passes their override, I think their override is about $1 million, and Salisbury passes the Triton budget, and Newbury's override fails, then we're gonna need to call a special town meeting and we're gonna need to make a significant amount of cuts because we don't have enough money to fund this budget as it's presented.
Let me ask you this question then, Tracy. So if we call a special town meeting to adjust the budget, there's no guarantee that it will be accepted at the special town meeting, so we might be still looking at the same scenario.
So what will happen is we will not get our rates certified because
We won't be a
have enough money.
AAA anymore.
Probably not, but the Department of Revenue won't certify our taxes, our tax rate. We can't send out our bills. It would cripple us, basically. If
Would it be like a shutdown?
As of July first, yes,
Okay.
because you have to have a balanced budget.
Don't we go to a 1/12 budget?
The school would go to a 1/12 budget. Now, if Rowley's override fails, Newbury's override fails, and only one of the communities passes their budget, then the regional school district has to go back and look at their presentation and make the adjustments. So remember, you need 2 of the 3 communities to approve the
So there-
assessments that are.
There would, at that point, there wouldn't be any budget at that point in
Correct.
time.
Correct.
Until all of the 3 towns come together and vote.
2 of the 3 need to
What,
approve.
yeah, a majority.
Majority,
Okay.
yep. 2 of the
Okay.
3.
But we would call a special town meeting. I would call a special town meeting right away with an alternate budget that
We'd
would,
have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that we would not, I would not cripple the town of Newbury. We would have,
Yeah, you have to close the town meeting with a balanced budget.
Quick question, is Whittier, and is, besides Triton, are the, in the education number, are the estimates in that number?
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
yes.
Right.
Okay, Leslie Matthews,
Yes.
Alicia Greco is a yes, Bill
Bill
DeMayo,
DeMayo, yes.
Dana Packer,
Yes,
Jeff Walker.
Jeff Walker, yes.
Thank you. Okay, Article 5 is to raise and appropriate the sum of $200,000 to be added to the stabilization fund. Leslie Matthews, I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 5.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Leslie Matthews?
In the, just because I want to understand all of this a little bit better before I just say yes or no. The $200,000 would be added to the stabilization fund for any other action. What are the actions?
So, you've probably heard me say over the past that the warrant and the articles are just warning the inhabitants of the business that's gonna be coming before them. The motion is what dictates, and this particular item, Article 5, I think we touched on it the other night, you likely wouldn't have the 200,000 that you would normally put in. Right now, with our budget balanced, we only are gonna be able to put $50,000 in this year. So if I recall, I think, Dina, you may have that motion. So when you make the motion, even though the article says 200, up to 200, the motion that would be made would be to move to appropriate $50,000 because that's all the levy capacity that we have available.
So this is just language, but basically we only have a $50,000 fund
Yeah.
at this point in time. Okay,
We like to try to put, the goal of the stabilization fund is to put enough in so that our capital plan, our capital improvement plan can keep moving forward, even in times of economic downturns. You wanna keep that moving so that we're not deferring maintenance over long periods of time. So we try to make a commitment to put money into that fund every year. As the budget gets tighter, you're seeing that we're not gonna be able to put as much in.
right. Because you can see the numbers going up and down on a daily basis.
The stabilization fund is like our savings account.
Correct.
We're putting money aside in that.
No, I understand that. I just wanted to clarify that, you know, the actual dollar amount and what we have on hand and what we're gonna be able to, you know,
It's gonna be different.
go to the bank clerk and say, I'd like to make a deposit today.
And normally, what you'll see is a high amount in the article, and if the numbers are different, it's usually because it's lower in the motion.
You always want to overgenerate, as far as the numbers are concerned, but those basically aren't the actual numbers.
Correct.
Okay,
So Leslie Matthews, is that a yes to recommend?
yes.
Okay, Bill DeMayo,
Bill DeMayo, yes.
Dana Packer,
yes,
Alicia Greco's a yes, Jeff Walker?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Okay.
I hope
Article
I'm not
6.
bothering you with my questions.
No, that's your job. Article 6, to see if the town will vote to transfer from available funds the sum of $200,000 to fund other post-employment benefits. Is there a motion to recommend this?
Motion to recommend Article 6.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay. Any discussion on this one?
I'm gonna ask another question. The post-employment benefits would be as far as pension, and, health insurances would be concerned?
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yep. It's health insurance benefits that communities are required to pay, past the, retirement. So when members of the town of Newbury retire after, 40-year career,
Mhm.
they, the town still pays a portion of their health insurance. So
What is the percentage on that?
right now, it's 75-25 split.
75?
The town pays 75, the individual pays 25.
Okay,
Okay, Leslie Matthews, is that a yes?
Yep.
Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill DeMaio, yes.
Dana Packer, yes.
Jeff Walker?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Okay. Article 7 is to see if the town will vote for the transfer or appropriate the sum of $65,181 from the receipts reserved cable television PEG access to fund our PEG access programming that we currently have. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 7.
I'll second that. Any discussion?
discussion is, will it be appropriated only for the PEG Access Special Revenue Fund and not to support anything else?
Yes, that's all it can legally do.
This is essentially the same article that we put
We
in
do it
every year.
every year.
Yeah.
Same.
And usually it's about
Same.
85,000, so I can see
Yeah.
we've cut a couple of corners here,
And that's
so.
because we have, that's the only way we can use that money, because it's in that account, this way. Okay, Leslie Matthews?
Yes?
Okay, Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill
Bill
DeMaio,
DeMaio
yes.
is a yes. Dana Packer?
Yes,
Jeff Walker?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Thank you. Article 8, to see if the town will vote to authorize total expenditures for the revolving fund for the recreation and the municipal waterways. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 8.
second,
Okay, Leslie, any discussion on this one?
Just wondering if the waterway funds will be, the municipal waterway funds improvement, is that what we're?
It's both of these are two revolving funds. So the monies that are generated into these funds doesn't come from the taxpayer, it comes from fees and user fees for the Parker River and the rec fields. So this is just allowing them to use their monies in their revolving fund that they generate this next upcoming year from their user fees.
Okay,
Okay, Leslie Matthews?
yes,
Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill DeMaio, yes.
Dana Packer?
yes,
Jeff Walker?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Thank you. Article 9 is to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate or transfer from available funds, the amount before you, $338,602, to operate the Ambulance Enterprise Fund in beginning fiscal year July 1, 2025. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 9.
Is there a second?
second.
Okay, any discussion on this? Leslie? This is, again, this is same thing, it's, they receive receipts to run the ambulance fund, so it's the same thing. Leslie,
yes,
Leslie Matthews is a yes, Alicia Greco is a yes,
Bill DeMaio is yes.
Dana Packer, yes.
Jeff Walker, yes.
okay. Article 10, to see if the town will vote to transfer from the ambulance enterprise free cash the sum of $85,000 to pay the lease of a fully equipped ambulance. Is there a motion to recommend?
Motion to recommend Article 10.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay,
is this a re-up on the lease or for an existing
it's a
ambulance?
second year payment on a lease that we've already approved.
Okay,
thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Dana.
I try and pay attention.
Yeah, you do. Leslie Matthews?
yes,
Okay, Alicia Greco's a yes.
Bill DeMaio, yes.
Dana Packer, yes.
Jeff Walker?
Dvorak, yes.
Okay. Article 11 is to see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $1.8 million for the specific purposes, and the items is 4 items. There's the Morgan Ave Fire Station upgrades, the DPW dump truck purchase, elementary school roof replacement, and elementary school HVAC replacement. I believe we discussed these at our last meeting. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 11.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay,
Thanks, Jeff.
discussion, any discussion on this?
Discussion, I have a
Yes.
discussion. I proposed last year that we appropriate $2 million last year for the HVAC roof, HVAC replacement. And my thought process back then was to take that out of our, I'll call it, it's the town hall account. You could also call it municipal building account. And my argument this year is, I believe that if we, let's just say we take $500,000 out of these expenditures, and where you want to take that from really doesn't matter. Let's say we take $500,000 out of the 1 million to finish the HVAC program, and instead of taking it out of free cash, we take it out of the town hall account. I believe that if we move the money around in that fashion, then the override, the $500,000 override, isn't necessary to fully fund our education. So that's my take on it.
That's your logic?
That's my logic.
Okay, the $400,000 needed for the education operating is part of our operating budget. That number is gonna continue year after year.
But we don't need it this year.
Our policy, we need an additional $400,000 this year. And we're
we
gonna need
actually
it,
did it last year,
we needed it last year,
so it's nothing new.
right. Our policies are not to use one-time source of funds, which is from a savings account. Free cash could be considered a savings account. The town hall is a savings account. Our financial policies do not, and it's poor municipal finance to take a one-time source of funds, because next year.
But that's not true.
No, it is true.
No, I just wanna add, free cash, we all know where free cash comes from. Free cash comes from an appropriated amount of money that went towards, you can pick any expense you want. I'll give you an example, the school down on the Lower Green.
Yep.
The school roof,
Yep.
okay? We appropriated $100,000 out of taxpayers' money
Right.
to replace that roof.
Right.
Bid came in at 55, so we have 45,000 left over.
Right.
That went into free cash.
Correct.
That,
So
that,
tell
that,
me-
that, that
so-
money, that money was never specifically for capital improvements.
No. Well, free cash is, the monies from free cash are used for capital improvements. Where that
Not
violates our policies is that the monies that came from the Lower Green roof, that's not a revolving revenue source. That's not a consistent revenue source, that we're not going to be putting that money into free cash every single year, because we're not gonna be replacing the roof every single year.
No, but that's just one example. We do that on a
But
lot of different things.
that's the difference between a capital expense, a one-time use of funds, that the monies that are gonna be used to fix the AV. We're not gonna have an HVAC replacement need next year. We're not gonna have the roof replacement need next year. We're not gonna buy a dump truck next year. It's very important for sustainable municipal finance that we have a generated, dedicated source of revenue, so that we can every single year consistently hire police, hire fire, fund our school budgets. It has to be, that's the operating budget. It's operating, it's revolving, it constantly goes. It is where it's against our financial policies is to take one-time source of funds, which is a savings account, and use that money, because next year, Your budget builds on it. Our budgets don't go backwards. Next year, it's gonna build on it. If we wipe out all of that money on our operating account, eventually, you're gonna have to cut your operating budget. You need to make sure that you have a one-time source of, you need to make sure you have a consistent revolving account to pay for your operating budget. So I am opposed to what you're saying. So,
My question is going to be, if the budget comes, it's appropriated for $100,000 and it comes in at $55,000, how do you explain to everybody how the $45,000 other dollars are spent?
town meeting made an appropriation. They made $100,000, that's appropriated.
Right.
The bid came in and it only cost $50,000. So we take the $100,000 never gets, only half of it gets spent. The other half stayed in free cash, which is like a bank account. Free cash is free of encumbrances. It's not encumbered, it's not dedicated to certain items. It's only
That's-
dedicated as to how town meeting spends it. That's what free cash is, it's not
So
free
free
money.
cash can only be decided on expenditures on an annual basis.
Town meeting spends the money, right, yes. So in other words,
Any money falls into that category.
all
Okay.
monies,
All money.
town meeting is the legislative body, they appropriate the money. So Tracy can't write herself a check out of free cash, in December and say, I'd like a Christmas bonus, I'm gonna give myself this. You just can't do
Well,
that.
that's why I wanna bring this forward at the town meeting, and there's a lot of moving parts here going on. I mean, I know that, Tracy had said that we got like $2.5 million in free cash right now.
Yes.
We're gonna have about 500,000 left over if this budget goes the way it is. And Erica mentioned, drawing that down to that level will certainly affect our AAA bond rating, which is where it could jeopardize where we might be at. And we all know that in the near future, I mean, granted, we are probably gonna need an override in the future to run our government. I understand that. But at the same time, we are also, on top of that, gonna have to come up with some debt exclusions to do some of the capital planning, the buildings that we've been talking about.
Right,
And
So-
so I'm just trying to get the public to be able to swallow an override this year and then possible debt exclusions on, or just a
we're
couple of
gonna
years
have a
down
lot
the
of debt
road.
exclusions. We rent one fire station,
Right,
we rent our town hall.
we're still paying on the police station, aren't we?
Well, that's a debt exclusion, that's already passed. We rent, the Council on Aging space, and the Triton High School project, they're gonna be going for a build. So town meeting, to get back to the $5 million that has been set aside, town meeting has put that money aside for our big capital needs, town halls, buildings and stuff.
I'd say a $2 million HVAC system's a pretty big capital need.
I would agree with you if we didn't have the money in free cash. I would agree with you, but we have the money in free cash. It was a planned expense. It's been through capital planning. It's been on our capital plan. To bait and switch, for lack of a better word, tell town meeting, we're gonna put this money aside to solve our capital needs, and then slowly dribs and drabs it away, $1 million here, $500,000 there, so that the town halls eventually, the town meeting is gonna eventually have to, and the taxpayer's gonna eventually have to pay for our capital needs, because they're real. Jeff?
And Dana, one of the other things for me is that as much as I'm not, jumping for joy for an override, we've been told by the schools that their budget is gonna continue to go up every year henceforth. And they're talking between 5 to 7%. So if we don't do something so we have the reoccurring funds, we're gonna be taking it out of our whatever makeshift accounts, everything, you know, it's just the name of the game right now. It's not sustainable to do it another way unless, it's like when we did the roads, when Chuck did the, override for the roads, and we have, it's just the way it is, and that's how I look at it, and I don't like it, but it is what it is.
And if the rating agencies see that we're using one-time funds to plug holes in our operating budgets, that's gonna negatively impact our financial standing as well. So there's ramifications, yes.
One thing I just wanted to follow up on what you were saying earlier, so if as proposed in the warrant, you use free cash to fund those projects, or if you take it from our town hall build account, neither of those actions are gonna negate the fact that we need a $400,000 override for our operating budget.
Correct.
Because both of those accounts are savings accounts.
Correct.
Okay.
I understand
The
that.
$400,000 override for operating budget
Right,
would be for municipality or for school,
for education.
education.
Yeah. For education.
And that will be, earmarked for education, which makes it cool.
It has to be, I get that, yeah. I have a real concern that this override's not gonna pass.
Well,
I
then we'll cross that bridge.
I wanna do everything in my power I can so that the Triton's budget isn't dependent upon this override.
It
And
has to be
Listen,
dependent
I
on
know
the
how it's
override.
worded, and I be honest, I don't think you can even change the verbiage.
But the
Correct me
Triton
if
budget,
I'm wrong, but if the override does not, if it's on the warrant, written the way it is, and it does not pass
at town meeting,
at town meeting,
Mhm.
then, and Rowley doesn't pass, then we're gonna be sending Triton's budget back to Triton.
Triton will, if they don't have an operating budget, Triton will be making the cuts.
I,
But if we don't pass our override, and Rowley passes it, and Salisbury passes it, we're given
I
our
know,
assessment,
yeah.
and we make the cuts in our other part, the other half of our operating budget, to make that up. So,
And Alicia, one of the
parents-
other things too, is when we look at it from the other end, and Tracy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think our new growth, which, ties back into 2.5%, I don't think our new growth is what it was either, is it?
No, it's slowing.
And
All our,
also our car receipts, and all that stuff, I don't think it's.
well, Jeff, it might surprise you, but I ran the numbers on the Triton budget. The last 5 years, the Triton budget's gone up about 3% on average, the same as our budget.
that's not correct.
That is
not true.
Last year
That's
was
not-
over 7%. I'm not
Last
sure.
year was 6 and this year
alright,
was
hold on, Dana, I'm gonna say hold this now, because
Yeah,
I
okay.
wanna vote this, get this warrant, because we gotta get it posted.
Yep, I
We can
understand.
have that conversation about the Triton budget at another time. So Leslie Matthews, are you a yes or a no?
On Article 11,
Yes.
I'm a no on the dump truck.
Well, it's a
No,
consent
then it's a
agreement.
no.
It's a no, okay. Alicia Greco's a yes. Bill
Bill DeMayo's
DeMayo?
yes.
Dana?
No,
Okay, Jeff?
The 4 years.
Okay. The next is Article 12, to see if the town will vote to transfer from the stabilization fund the sum of $250,000 to purchase the 3 items before us. Can I have a motion?
Motion to recommend Article 12.
Is there a second?
second.
Okay, any discussion on this one?
I just wanna, Leslie had the question about the stabilization fund and
Yeah.
the money going into it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add that Leslie, that one is really kind of required contingent upon this one, so.
No, what's the balance in the stabilization fund before this article?
Right now, it's $330,966.
Right,
So there's enough in there for this. So if that
Okay,
failed,
all right.
we only put 50 in there?
Right, okay.
The thing that you need to understand about stabilization is it's a majority to put the money into it, but it's 2/3 majority to take it out of it. So we need a 2/3 majority at town meeting to
For
be
this
able to do
to
this.
pass.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So Leslie Matthews, Is that a yes?
On Article 12?
Article 12. We're taking money out of our savings account to buy firefighter gear, to buy a chest device, and to make elementary school interior,
What
They
kind of
really need it.
renovations are we doing for
I think they're
200?
doing bathrooms and,
Bathrooms and flooring.
yeah, they need it.
Yes.
Okay, Leslie Matthews a yes, Alicia Greco's a yes,
Bill DeMail, yes.
Dana Packer,
Yes,
Jeff Walker,
Walker, yes.
okay. Article 13 is to see if the town will vote to transfer the sum of $5,987.07 from the opioid settlement special revenue account. This is something, we had money put in free cash for this, and now there's been clarification coming out in the law. We have to set up a special revenue fund for that. That's what this does. So I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 11, 13, rather.
Is there a second?
second,
Okay. Leslie?
Yes.
Alicia's yes?
Bill DeMail's yes.
Yes. Dana Packer?
yes,
Jeff Walker? Okay. We have, Article 14 is to see if the town will vote to transfer the sum of free cash of $402 to pay for an outstanding bill from 2004. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 14.
Is there a second?
second,
Okay,
City Hall
Leslie?
Systems, what is that, like
That's our website provider.
okay,
Leslie?
yes.
Okay, Alicia's a yes.
Bill
Bill?
DeMail, yes.
Dana Packer?
yes,
Jeff Walker?
Yes.
Thank you. Article 15 is to see if the town will raise and appropriate the sum of $400,000 for the purpose of paying its full assessed share of the to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $400,000 for the purpose of paying its full assessed share of the education assessments for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025, required to fully fund such assessments and thereby approve the district's budgets for the year. Districts plural, provided that such appropriation be contingent on the approval of a levy limit override question under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 59, Section 21C, or take any other action in relation thereto. This is the raise and the appropriate of the additional $400,000 for the override. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 15.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay, discussion. Any further discussion on this?
This 400,000 is in addition to,
This is
it's the same,
It's the same one.
yeah.
all right, so this is just kind of redundant.
No, this is the raise and the appropriated. This is town meeting spending it. The first one we voted on was to put it on the ballot question.
And
The second time we're voting on it, we're asking town meeting to appropriate it, raise and appropriate it, spend it. Leslie Matthews?
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I have a question.
okay.
Discussion.
Discussion.
Tracy, have you figured out, the impact on the average assessed house?
I have,
Good question, Bill.
I think, initially when we were considering 500,000, it was about 180, and now it's down to $134 a year on the average property, which is valued in excess of 900,000.
That's the median price. Ooh. All of a sudden, I'm a millionaire.
Can you believe it?
My only discussion, I have a
Yep,
a
follow up.
comment, and that is, I believe that Brian would like us to try and pass the school budget without the override.
They already voted their budget.
Right, I'm just saying, I believe that is his thought process, because I think he's also very afraid that ours and Rowley's isn't gonna pass, and then it's gonna go back to him, so.
Right.
I agree with Brian. I would very much like to be able to.
Right, and I'm just trying to do anything in our power that we can do to prevent that from happening, because if we could prevent that from happening, then it would be approved here, and it would be approved in Salisbury, so it doesn't matter what Rowley does.
That's what happened last year. We can't push it again this year.
That's what we did last year.
We did that
We
last year,
needed
yeah.
an
yeah.
override, but
Yeah.
We borrowed from Peter and Paul and we got it passed. Okay,
So the math,
Leslie Matthews?
so the math says that at $134, that's equivalent to $34 a quarter or $2.58 a week. That's the impact of
On the average,
what I would
average
have, what I
homeowner.
would have to save and put aside.
That's not even a cup
Sacrifice.
of coffee.
Yeah,
Okay, Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
Okay, Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill DeMayo is yes.
Dana Packer
No,
Jeff
Bill Walker,
Walker?
yes.
is a yes. Okay, so the next we have some bylaw changes. So Article 16 is to repeal a bylaw that conflicts with the acts of 2008, which sets up the town administrator form of government. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 16.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay. Any discussion on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, Tracy, you're the procurement officer.
Correct.
Will Joy be taking the course and take over that position?
I don't expect her to right now. The town accountant has taken the course and just passed it as well.
Because I remember David took the course. And,
Yes, but we like to have two people who are, well-trained and educated in all procurement issues at least. Joy's welcome to take it as time
Come
allows in
on.
the future, but.
It's on my radar. But obviously, there's a lot of other courses I'm taking right now, so.
But we
Come on,
do-
Joy to the world.
I was thinking the same thing. Okay.
That's what I call her.
Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill DeMayo, yes.
Dana Packer?
no,
Jeff Walker?
Bill Walker, yes.
I'm gonna,
Okay.
I'm gonna, if I can just retract, to see that the powers and duties set forth, and I know you are one, and then the
Town accountant.
town accountant is the other, but to get Joy on board to take over that role from you, to free up your duties at this point in time.
So
I know
procurement
you
is,
have so many free minutes.
Sure do.
procurement, we can get into big trouble if we don't do procurement correctly. So
I
it's
know.
important that,
I understand that.
okay. Article 17, to see if the town will vote to amend its general bylaws by adding chapter 77 entitled short-term rentals. And they went over this at our last meeting. So I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 17.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay. Leslie?
This one's a little bit kind of wishy-washy for me for different reasons, but because I feel like it's a really broad spectrum of how to handle it. So I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Alicia Greco's a yes. Bill DeMayo?
Yes.
Dana Packer?
no,
And Jeff Walker?
Bill Walker, yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
This is an opportunity for us to realize some pretty significant revenues, which is what we desperately need.
I know.
I was just curious, is there any details that?
Doesn't Newburyport do this? Doesn't
Yeah.
Newburyport do this? So they don't leave money on the table, so to
The building
speak.
inspector has notified me that we have over 170 registered short-term rentals in town, and there's likely significantly more. And we can place a tax on those so that it becomes a revenue source.
Similar
for
to the
town,
meals tax we
And the
did.
people who are renting them, they pass that cost on to the tenants who are.
Okay, well,
So
no, that's not what this article's about.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
This is PEG access money.
No,
No,
Article
seven-
17,
17.
short-term rentals.
17, you're in the draft.
Well, what I'm looking
Everything,
at
no, it
is,
changed, Dana.
All it is
Oh.
short-term
Like Airbnbs.
verbos
Yeah.
and.
I put all the money ones up front.
Other votes.
And how long would it
Yeah, did you make
be
any other mistakes that
for
you can
these
think
I
of?
to
don't
be
think so.
implemented?
So this is.
Oh, okay, no,
Do you
yeah,
want me to
This is the first
revote
step.
this?
what's that?
Want me to revote
Well, I
this?
haven't voted yet,
Yeah, you did, you voted
You
no.
voted no.
for 17?
Yes, you already
He
voted.
was
I
on
think
the-
you
he-
thought
but
it
he
was a
on the
different
wrong
article.
one, though.
Yeah, let's revote this, please.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to like Tracy was saying, this is an opportunity for us to get some significant income.
And it falls in like you were saying, like the meals tax thing.
It is
Exactly.
exactly like the meals tax.
Okay.
Steve Mangan actually brought this to us as
Yes.
well.
And this doesn't
Yes.
impact Newbury taxpayers,
And
Nope.
it-
it's the people that rent these units.
Yeah, no, this is a great idea, I
Yeah,
was looking at the
I'm-
wrong
yeah.
article.
Okay, so I'm gonna
I
go
was wrong.
back,
Thank you, Tracy.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna vote Article 17, short-term rentals again. Leslie Matthews
Yes,
is a yes, Alicia Greco is a yes,
Bill DeMayo's yes.
Dana Packer
Yes,
is a yes, and Jeff Walker is a yes. Okay, that's Article 17. So Article,
I didn't hear Jeff, I'm sorry. Jeff, can you just revote?
Yes,
Thank you.
okay, Article 18 is to see if if the town will vote to revoke. This is the PEG access one.
this is the peg.
Yeah, so what this will do is it will just change the accounting for the money. And like, for the PEG access money, it will go into, we have a municipal model now. The accounting for our municipal model will be the same as every other community that has a municipal model. And it will free up this money to, as Frank Visconti from the Finance Committee said, you know, it's dead, right now it's sitting there as dead capital. So, I'll entertain a motion to recommend Article 18.
Motion to recommend Article 18.
Is there a second?
second,
Okay. Leslie Matthews?
no,
Alicia Greco's a yes.
Bill DeMayo's yes.
Dana Packer?
No,
discussion?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Did you have a question?
I do, that I don't think that the PEG access money has been put in the right light as far as anybody being able to take it over and use it for what it had originally been, the inception was. And I know that you were on that original committee.
In 2012?
However, in that amount of time, there has been no guidance to bring it forward and use it for the recommended reasons. So that's why I'm voting no.
Okay. That's not true. That's what you believe, and I believe you do believe that, but that's not the truth.
I want to know the truth then.
The truth of the matter is that we need a dedicated, passionate residents to come and volunteer their time to film our meetings and to do public education and governmental programming. And we have tried. We have an internship program at the school. It's not for a lack of trying, it's just that it did not organically grow in the town of Newbury, similar to how it grew in the town of Salisbury and the city of Newburyport. It's not wrong and it's not right, it just didn't happen.
Well,
So,
I'm gonna disagree with you on that because I don't think that anybody from, and I've only been on the select board for 2 years, but I haven't seen 1 ounce of anybody coming forward to
exactly.
direct that from leadership.
What do you mean from leadership? It's not,
From
right-
leadership, that you
it's
can't.
not leadership's role to
It
start
is
a
leadership
nonprofit.
role. The leadership, we should have, leadership will bring the people to the forefront and we will guide them in the direction of how the program is supposed to go. And then you hand it over to them to continue the
So
program.
why haven't you done that, Leslie?
We're not allowed to.
What do you mean we're not allowed to? If it's leadership's fault,
I would be more than happy, but we've also been told we can't even be liaisons.
well, no, we can't do the work, but you could build a committee. Dana was gonna build a committee this year. How did that go for you, Dana? I don't see anybody.
Well, we've had discussions about.
Who's we? The board?
The board.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between like the media committee versus the nonprofit.
Mhm.
Okay, those are really two different entities.
Mhm.
And I think Mike came forward and actually requested to be put on the agenda to build the media committee,
Mhm.
which is not the nonprofit. But I
And he
think-
was rejected to be put on the
I think-
agenda.
No, he can volunteer anytime he wants. We
He
have
wanted to be put on the agenda.
We
He
have-
never got the opportunity.
we have a volunteer program for PEG access. We have it. It operates in the town of Newbury. We have no volunteers.
Well, here's what I think. I think that if we allowed Mike to move forward building the media committee, you're talking about organically grow. Through that, the nonprofit would organically grow. Through
It
that
hasn't
committee.
grown yet, but okay.
Well, we haven't
would
we haven't allowed him to build the committee yet.
But would any of us that sit here tonight be allowed?
We're not allowed to sit on other boards or
that-
committees.
That's,
Right.
I
So
said-
it can't be
and
us.
see, that's where we're falling through the cracks, is because there's no leadership to build these committees, and it's even like the Newbury Town Day, we're not allowed to do any of this stuff. And I think most of the people are looking for the leadership, and we're not giving it to them.
Well, the Newbury Town Day is growing just fine. They actually came back.
I
right,
just have
see,
another
so-
spin on PEG, and that is, I disagree with Frank. And the PEG, this is why I don't like this, is because only the people that subscribe to Comcast
Mhm.
has invested in this.
Mm-hmm.
No one else. It's not a tax, it's a fee that's been imposed upon people who buy Comcast from Comcast, and that's how this has been funded.
Subscriber fee.
So to me, it's not fair for us to do this money grab
I don't-
from those fees and spread it out along the entire town.
You can't look at it like that because that's what the law allows.
It's our money
I can
though.
look at it like
It's,
that.
it's not town
Other
money.
community, yes, it is.
It's not
It belongs
town.
to the town of Newbury. Is the check written to the town of Newbury, Tracy?
It is.
Yeah, it belongs to the town of Newbury. The
But
town of
our
Newbury,
checks go out to Comcast.
the town, you pay, the subscribers
pay
pay
Comcast.
Comcast. The Comcast, to be allowed the right to come into the town of Newbury and
But
go
you
into people's
granted
homes, they pay the town of Newbury for that right.
and you
That's how that
granted
works.
you let them go through the contract and gave them permission to write it up that way, to bill the people of the community. And now we write the check out to Comcast and they write it out to you. Or the town,
The town.
yeah, not to you, I mean, but
So,
it's not, it's
that's
not taxpayer money, it's our money.
it's the town of Newbury's money.
Did we vote on this already?
Yes.
We already voted, right?
Yes,
I think in closure, I think it's gonna go to town meeting,
right,
and it will be discussed there again.
that's right.
And I believe that, you know, maybe from that, maybe we can generate the nonprofit.
Well, we didn't happen last year, but we'll try again this year.
If we can get people from leadership to stop looking at Tracy right now. If we can get leadership from this board to encourage people.
So Leslie, lead.
But we've been stymied from being on any other kind of
Well,
committee.
that's-
I can't even sit on the Newbury Town Day.
I think Alicia just empowered you to lead.
Yeah.
But it has to
So
come
take-
through
so
town
take-
council,
take
doesn't
the
it?
baton.
No.
Take the
Well,
baton,
Take
take the baton.
We were told not to even be on the Newbury Town Day.
You don't have to sit on the committee to find some people that are interested in serving on it. But you need more than just one. One person does not make a committee. Okay, so next.
They're looking for a committee, they're looking for people that are going to lead them in the right direction and answer their questions. If we're not part of that leadership and only the back of the room, then our words mean nothing.
Okay, Article 19, to see if the town will vote to accept general laws.
Votes on 18. Thank you.
Chapter 59, Section 5. This is the exemptions for veterans exemptions, Article 19. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
I recommend Article 19.
Is there a second? Okay. Any discussion on this one?
I'll just add that this is the property tax exemption for our disabled veterans. The town has we approved it already prior to the HERO Act being created by Maura Healey in the state. And what this does is it just copies what she did for the HERO Act, and the big difference between what we've done already in both Article 19 and Article 20 is it allows the exemption to come under the consumer price index is the big difference.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
That's specific to Article 19. Article 19 is definitely consumer price index
Right.
effect. What you described, what we already did, is Article 20.
All right, so Article 19 is the consumer price index. Leslie, do you recommend? Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
Alicia Greco is a yes. Bill DeMayo?
Yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Augie, yes.
Okay,
Alicia, we did vote Article 18, right, Joy?
yes, we did.
Yep.
Okay, Article 20 is the exemption under the HERO Act. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 20.
Second.
Okay, Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill DeMille is yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes.
Augie, yes.
Okay, Article 21 is the dogs and other animals. This is to help the regional dog officer. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 21.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Leslie Matthews?
No.
Discussion.
Yes.
This is why we're gonna get 1,000 people coming to the annual town meeting.
Dog lovers.
Maybe. What's your,
Because it's about dogs.
well, I know.
Everything we do about dogs.
Well,
everybody
that's not a leash law, so Leslie Matthews, you're a no?
I'm a no.
Okay, Leslie Matthews is a no, Alicia Greco's a yes,
Bill DeMille is yes.
Dana Packer?
Did we talked about the, whether a dog is neutered or spayed?
It's not in
That
here.
was removed.
Was that removed out of here?
Yeah,
So was that what we wanted it not to be in there? In other words, okay, all right, so that's been fixed.
Discussion?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing right now.
Well,
It
says- Dogs are other animals. Now, does that mean that, excuse me, people that own geese or chickens or any other kind of animal cannot?
no, this is under chapter 56, which is dogs and other animals,
Yeah,
but the bylaw change is specific to dogs.
but it says other animals.
Well, because it's coming under chapter 56, which is dogs and other animals.
In-
But this change is only for dogs. So the
Well,
heading is dogs and other animals.
I'm gonna recommend that you amend the title of that, because if it says other animals, it's other animals.
Why it says dogs and other animals, and it should just say animals, but that's the chapter of our bylaw.
So what are the other animals?
The bylaw change
Um,
that's on the warrant for town meeting doesn't pertain to any other animals, it's only dogs. it falls under the bylaw heading, section, dogs and other animals, but the change is only to dogs. Is that clear? Because it can be confusing. Do you understand, Bill?
Yes.
Do you understand, Dana?
I think so.
Jeff, do you understand?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I understand, I just think that for clarification, that it just should say dogs, not other animals. 'Cause
but that's not the chapter of the bylaw. Chapter 56, dogs and other animals. That's what chapter 56 covers. The part that we're amending
Well, maybe we
only
should look
refers to
into-
dogs.
rewriting that.
Okay,
May I?
Yeah.
The chaining or tethering dog to a stationary object, is that off of your property that we're talking about, or is that, in other words, can I
I
have a
think
dog
it's,
run in my backyard and hook my dog up to it?
I think that's illegal now.
You're kidding me?
I think that, I don't think dogs are allowed to be on runs.
So we,
Yes, they are.
I mean, in a run, but not on a, what do you call those things that they used to run back? We used to have them
oh,
when I was a
right,
kid.
yeah,
A run.
right, or just a stake in the ground with a chain on it, and I hook up my dog to it.
Any person owning,
Can I not do
possessing.
that anymore?
That would have to be heavily policed.
That's 56-8, I'm looking at.
Yeah, I see it here.
Yeah, and then the one underneath that too, confinement. I can't put my dog in a cage?
No, it can be crated.
Does it say crate or cage?
It
It's
says,
as defined by Mass General Laws, Chapter 40, Section 174E.
Do you want me to pull that up?
Please.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense either.
No.
Well-
And then the next one, I understand the motor vehicle, because I think it's the same thing as a child.
like a
you know?
child,
Yeah,
exactly.
you don't wanna leave your dog in your car, whether it be summer, winter, or whatever, you know? So I kinda understand that one, but the chaining or tethering and the confinement, I'm a little confused about.
All right, I'm gonna let Joy look that up. In the meantime, we're gonna move on to Article 22.
We didn't finish the vote on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna come back and vote that one. Article 22 is, some more bylaw changes. This is, to change the name from Board of Selectmen to Select Board and bylaw to bylaw. I'll entertain a motion I'll write down these, Joy. A motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 22.
Is there a second?
Second,
All right, Leslie Matthews,
yes.
Alicia Greco's a yes,
Bill DeMayo, yes.
Jeff Walker, yes.
Dana Packer,
Yes,
okay. Article 23 is the zoning bylaws, as these all were explained to us by the planning board.
which is the flood insurance, is that correct? The flood,
Is this one?
is this the flood
No,
overlay?
No, this is,
That's Article 24, I think.
yeah, this is Article 23. This is,
Yeah, I'm, it's changed from one to the other,
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm making sure I'm looking at the right one.
24 on the
Yeah.
other one.
Article 23.
Okay.
Article 24 is the flood, it's the other one.
Oh, so, okay, 23 is turned in, that's the general
Yeah, the
provisions.
general provisions, yeah.
Okay,
So I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 23.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay.
Excuse me again.
Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
Alicia Greco's a yes.
Bill DeMayo, yes.
Dana Packer?
yes,
Jeff Walker?
yes.
Okay, Article 24 is the flood insurance. I'll entertain a motion or the flood maps. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 24.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay, Leslie Matthews?
just discussion,
Yes?
just for everybody out there watching. This is one of the ones that's required by law now, so it's something that we really kind of have to adopt.
Right,
I just want to throw that out there.
thank you. Okay, Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
Alicia Greco's a yes. Bill DeMayo?
Bill DeMayo, yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes,
Jeff Walker?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Okay.
So it looks like
Article,
Excuse me.
140, 174E talks about no person owning or keeping a dog shall chain or tether a dog for longer than 5 hours in a 24-hour period and outside from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless tethering is not for more than 15 minutes and the dog is not left unattended by the owner, guardian, or gatekeeper. So it's not just a blanket, you can't kennel, or I believe the word was what, confine or tether.
right,
But
Tether.
it's more specific about timelines, overnight, unattended.
so this was, my understanding that this is to bring us accurate with Massachusetts general law changes was part of it, and the other part of it was to try to help the regional officer bring us all current. Okay, so,
I do agree with one thing though, I mean, the average person reading this isn't aware of what Joy just said about the restricted for hours and times of day and length of time.
It
You
just
take
looks
it at
like,
face value like Dana did to say, oh, I can't have the dog tethered.
So when we do the finance committee appropriations booklet, we usually put in a rationale. We can add that information if you think that would be helpful.
I do,
And the same with the confinement clause.
Yeah,
One's
Yeah.
a tether and one's a
and
confinement.
can we ensure that the police chief and the animal control officer attend town meeting so they can answer these types of questions? Thank you.
and the other thing, is, if you look at our bylaw, chapter 56, it says dogs and other animals.
Right.
But it's
But it's
dog,
only
dog,
dogs.
dog, there's no other animal.
But-
It's only, you're right, it's
No other
only
animal.
dogs.
it's only dogs. So to that point, you have to get rid of the other animals because you don't know if somebody has an alpaca or
A rooster,
a.
yeah, you're right.
And-
Hey,
Okay.
don't talk about me that way.
All right, so,
Alpaca.
You're Dana Packer.
all right, so for,
Change your name now.
Article 21, which is the dogs and other animals, I have Leslie Matthew as a no. Do you want to keep that vote as a no?
I want to keep it as a no until.
Town meeting?
Until town meeting and.
Okay,
Because I need to have other animals eliminated from the warrant, the language.
okay. Can we do that? Can we make that change now? Okay, I'll
Okay.
entertain a motion. Leslie, you move it. To
I
remove,
move to change dogs and other animals to just dogs
I'll second that,
on chapter 56,
in Article 21.
Article 21.
I'll second that.
And
Roll
you
call
can see
vote?
my passion on animals.
Roll call vote, Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
This is on the change.
On the
This is on the
change.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alicia Greco's a yes.
Bill DeMario, yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes.
Chip?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now on Article 21 itself. Leslie Matthews, do you recommend this to town meeting or not? Article 21.
I recommend the amendment to chapter 56, and chapter 109.
No, you want to recommend this?
Yes.
Article 21, okay. Leslie's a yes. Alicia Greco's a yes. Bill DeMayo's
Bill
a yes.
DeMayo's yes.
Dana Packer?
This is on the dogs, right?
Yep, Article 21.
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, Article 22, I have the votes. Article 23, I have the votes. Now we're gonna move to Article 24.
We
We
can,
have a motion
Hold on.
and a second.
Article
that's the
24.
flood insurance map.
Wait a minute, maybe I'm backwards here. Wait,
24 to see if the town will vote to adopt the Essex County flood insurance. Is that what you're looking
Yeah.
at?
One more, 25.
no,
25,
Article
okay.
25. Where's Article 24? Do we not have
I
Article
did not
24?
have votes for 24, I only have a motion and a second.
For what was Article 24?
The flood insurance.
Flood insurance, it's at the very
Right
top
now.
of the page.
It's a mandate.
22, 23,
Keep flipping.
and then I go to 25.
It's,
How do you do that?
Article 23.
It's the flood maps, those that you discussed.
Here you go, Phil's.
19, 20, 21. Bill, tonight,
do you want me to read the?
yeah,
To see if the town will vote to adopt the Essex County Flood Insurance Rate Map, FIRM, issued by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, for the administration of the National Flood Insurance Program, effective July 8, 25, and to amend the Town of Newbury zoning bylaws, Article 2 and I don't know Roman numerals, by amending the provisions of the flood hazard overlay district, with new language shown, underlined, and basically is.
okay, no,
Excuse me.
it's just, yeah, that's the Article 24.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, I'll entertain a motion to recommend Article 24. What do I have? What's the
Regulations
vote?
of overlay district.
Okay, so do I have a motion in a second?
You do, Bill motioned and Jeff seconded.
Okay, this is the flood insurance. Okay, roll call vote, Leslie Matthews?
Yes.
Alicia Greco's a yes.
Bill DeMayo, yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Yes,
Okay, so next we have Article 25, to see if.
Can I just, I wanna clarify, we voted on the flood hazard, we just did that one. And the accessory apartments, we voted on that one
We
already.
moved it, yeah, that was,
Because it got moved. Okay, alright. And I'm looking for, and the next one I'm looking for is the site plan review, because that's another required one, so which article?
so Article,
25 is special permits.
yeah,
25 is the
the
special
special
permit?
permits.
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion to recommend Article 25.
Motion to recommend Article 25.
Is there a second?
second,
Okay, roll call vote, Leslie Matthews?
Just reviewing.
This is the one
Leslie
that,
Matthews is, uncertain at this point.
well, do you want to bring it to town meeting or not?
No.
No, okay, Leslie Matthews is a no, Alicia Greco's a yes,
Bill DeMayo is yes.
No, Dana Packer,
Dana
no.
Packer's a no, Jeff Walker?
Jeff Walker, yes.
Okay, so that's Article 25. So then Article 26. Is Article 26 the marijuana stuff? No, that's all part of the special permits. Okay, hold on.
We like to call it weed.
Site plan review.
Article 26 is site plan review. I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend Article 26.
Motion to recommend Article 26.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second,
Okay, Leslie Matthews,
Discussion?
yes?
I just wanna say that this is, the Article 26 is also required by Mass State law. So we really don't have a choice.
Okay. So Leslie Matthews?
Excellent
Yes.
point.
Yes. Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill DeMayo, yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes.
And Jeff Walker.
Jeff Walker, yes.
Okay. And then Article 27 is, oh, this is the accessory dwelling, customary home occupations.
General regulations.
The general, yeah, this is to amend, see if the town will vote to amend Article 10, Section 97, under the Newbury zoning bylaw. So their bylaw changes, Article 27, which is no use, makes it, our bylaws consistent. Leslie Matthews, all right, I'll entertain a motion to recommend Article 27.
Motion to recommend Article 27.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay, Leslie Matthews? This is gonna
Yes.
say that no use which requires a special permit under the table of use shall be permitted as a customary home occupation. Leslie Matthews is a yes, Alicia Greco is a yes, Bill DeMayo,
Yes.
Dana Packer?
And is that, so this isn't, is this part of the special permit?
They've updated not all of them, they've updated most of our bylaws, and they're going to tackle the table of use regulations next year in phase 2. This just says that if you require a special permit, you can't sneak it in under a customary home occupation.
If you require a special permit,
You
you can't sneak
can't
it in
sneak that
under
use
a
in
customary
under a
home
customary, yeah,
occupation.
Oh, I've already beat that one.
that's what this one says.
All right, I'm the yes.
Okay, Jeff Walker,
Yes,
you're a yes,
Can we
okay.
go back on that just for a second, please?
Article 27?
Yeah, you were saying sneaky, but if you're running a home business out of your residence, you're basically saying that that's a no?
If it's required if a special permit is required under the table of use, it cannot be permitted as a customary home occupation. If
So we're
special
changing
permit
this
is
bylaw.
required, yeah, that's what these are, bylaw changes. If the special permit is required under the table of use, you cannot use it as a customary home, you need to get a special permit. You can't just say, well, it's not required.
Can I go back on my?
Yeah, do you wanna vote no?
Yep.
Okay, Leslie Matthews is a no on that one.
I'll
Article
change
27.
mine to a no, too,
Okay, Dana
because
Packer
it's
is a
not one
no.
of the requirements.
Article 28, to see if the town will vote to amend Article 10. Again, this is the accessory apartments. By omitting it in its entirety and replacing it. This is Article 28. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 28.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay,
discussion?
yes?
Now, this one is the little handout that we got from Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed, it had a bunch of houses on it, and it showed where you could add on your accessory dwelling. Is that what this one is referring to?
Yes.
That's what this one's referring to, correct?
Accessory apartments of the Town of Newbury zoning bylaw.
Right. So it allows, it would allow me to put an apartment in the basement of my home, and I wouldn't need to get any special permit
By right.
by right.
You're allowed to do it by right.
To do that.
That's the Massachusetts general laws
Yeah,
right now.
that's what this one is all
Yeah.
about.
So that basically is saying that it has to have a common area within the original residence.
No,
No.
she showed separate
So
units on
You
which she
can-
passed out.
So you can have an outbuilding that you.
Yep,
You got one of the
Detached.
handouts that she showed separate buildings on the same lot.
Yep. It
So
could
that,
be,
that,
over your
that
garage, your
law is
basement,
being changed.
well, we don't even have it right now.
No, this is,
No,
Massachusetts has passed the law, and we're gonna have a bylaw.
Having an outbuilding on my own property, and I had originally thought about putting an in-law apartment into it, but I was denied because it didn't have a common area.
Not anymore.
Yeah, okay.
And I just, another comment about this is, it talks a lot about, like Title V, for example, if you wanna do any of these, your home would have to be brought up to Title V, and this is just one regulation. Your home's gotta be brought up to Title V, which is, for those who don't know, it's your sewer system. And for example, let's say your original home.
We're septic.
Well, let's say your original home, you're approved for 3 bedrooms.
Mhm.
Or let's just say you're approved for 4 bedrooms, but you are only, and I guess this is, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but if you have 4 bedrooms, but you're only using 3, or you want to, let's say a bedroom is classified as just having a room with a closet in it, is what class, it's got nothing to do with bathrooms, it's got to do with bedrooms, then you could add this accessory dwelling unit to your house without
So-
having to increase your septic.
So everybody-
Okay, that's what I wanted to say.
Everybody's different,
Right.
everybody's home is different, everybody meets this criteria
Toilets.
differently.
Right.
This is a bylaw that's
Right.
required that we have to.
I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. Let's say your
Dana, right
septic's-
now, it's
if-
how many bathrooms?
Dana, it's irrelevant to this here. This, what you're saying, we can have that argument on town meeting floor. Do you wanna bring this Article 28?
Yeah, I'm
to
not
town meeting.
arguing, I'm not trying to argue.
No,
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't mean argue, fight, I mean,
Yeah.
discuss.
Right.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion. Do I already have a motion in a sec? Okay, Leslie Matthews, do you recommend or not recommend this?
I recommend.
Okay, Leslie Matthews is a yes, Alicia Greco is a yes,
Bill DeMille is yes.
okay.
Yes, Dana
Dana
Packer's
Packer's
a
a
yes.
yes, Jeff Walker,
Jeff Walker, yes.
okay. And then Article 29 is the final one.
Administration.
It's.
Administration, yeah.
So. Yes. Article 29 is to see if the town will vote to amend Article 11, Section 9711 of the administration part of our zoning bylaws. I'll entertain a motion to recommend.
Motion to recommend Article 29.
Second,
Okay, Leslie Matthews?
yes.
Leslie Matthews is a yes, Alicia Greco is a yes.
Bill DeMille is yes.
Dana Packer?
Yes,
Jeff Walker, yes.
Okay, and I believe that's the end of it, correct? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Still no pizza?
Where's pizza? Motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn,
Leslie Matthews,
yes.
Alicia Greco, yes.
Bill DeMille, yes.
Dana Packer,
yes.
Jeff Walker. Okay, thank you.